Hey friends, today we are in the kitchen doing a little cooking. We've got some deer meat and we want to do a popular venison recipe. Everybody's got their own twist, but today I'm going to show you the way I do cream cheese, pepper jelly, bacon wrapped backstrap. You're going to have a lot of fun and see how it tastes. Stay tuned. Okay, here we go. We're going to get started by preparing our meat. Now, when we take care of our deer meat, we go ahead and do everything. We may send some sausage off to the processor, but we haven't even done that the last 2 years. So what I've got is some backstrap here. Now, the way we cut up deer meat is that we are always preparing the deer meat to be fried. If it's not ground meat, we're thinking we've got frying it in mind. But I've had a really good recipe that our cousins do that I've tried at Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we really enjoyed it. So what I want to do with this recipe is, even though this backstrap has been cut up to be fried, we're going to see if we can prepare the stuffing we would normally put in a tenderloin or a big chunk of backstrap. We would put this in. In this case, the meat's already been sliced up to fry. We're just going to do a small version of that with these fillets, so to speak. So we're going to start by taking our cream cheese, and we're going to smear cream cheese in between the pieces of deer meat. And since these are cut into fillets, it's very different than if you've got one big fillet of tenderloin or backstrap. So I'm going to get what I think is the biggest one, and I'm going to go ahead and put some cream cheese in between this first piece. And you got to get your hands messy with this recipe. There's no clean way to do this. And then the second thing we want to do is put pepper jelly on it. Now, our friends Brad and John gave us some homemade pepper jelly that we used at Christmas, and it was so good. My Walmart here in St. Louis, this is mild green jalapeno jelly. I have no idea what to expect here. Smells a little strong, smells very jalapeno-y, but it says mild, so we're hoping mild because my taste buds have definitely changed and I can't handle hot food anymore. Hopefully this is mild. Okay, so I'm just going to just dip out a little bit, and same deal. I'm going to kind of try to just smear it in really good, and so I'm cheating. I'm throwing out the jalapenos, and you know, the thing is, because I don't know what I'm dealing with this jalapeno jelly, I've never cooked with this particular kind before. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to add just a little bit of brown sugar, because I can't eat spicy food anymore, really, and I'm hoping this sugar will just a little bit cut the spicy. So if this particular brand is heavy on the jalapeno and light on the jelly, I'm going to help it out here with just a little bit of brown sugar. And then after I do that, then the actual seasoning I'm going to use is the things that I use most often for cooking, and that is these are my big three. So just about anything I'm cooking, I'm going to start with garlic salt, then I'm going to hit it with onion salt, and then I'm going to hit it with Tony's. So if I could only have 3 seasonings to use for the rest of my life, if I have these 3, I would be okay. That's just that's about as much as I use in the way of seasonings for most things. So here we go, little layer of garlic salt, little layer of onion salt, and this comes out fast, so I have to be careful not to overdo it. There's some onion salt, and then a little bit of Tony's. All right, so once we get this all the way stuffed, we're gonna wrap it in bacon. We're gonna use that same seasoning all over again on the outside, plus a little steak seasoning as well. But for now, we're just gonna do this same thing with each of these layers of fillets. There's no good way to do this. It's gonna get messy, no way around it. Okay, so here's a tip if you're trying this at home. Let your cream cheese sit out a little while first and get room temperature so it's a little easier to spread. I'm having trouble spreading the cream cheese. You know, last season I did a recipe with venison, but it was the creamy taco using the ground meat. I'm cooking with steak more this year because I ran out of ground meat and I've got a lot of deer steak left in my deep freeze. So I am going to be doing more of this kind of cooking with the ground meat. I'm sorry, with the steaks. So maybe I'll do another recipe here again soon. If you have a way that you like to cook deer steaks or deer roast or anything like that, share. This would be a fun way to think of new ideas, new ways to cook venison. So I'm gonna grab the bacon. We're gonna start this process of trying to wrap this up and then use toothpicks to somehow hold it together. Okay, there's really no special magical way to do this. Again, it's easier if you've got one long tenderloin. This is gonna be more of a box than a rectangle, so let's see if I can figure this out. I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm just gonna try to wrap it really tight. And then I'm gonna use toothpicks, try to this thing together. This is, to me, is not about that it's bacon and it's magical. This is, for me, this is about, I'm using the bacon to keep this together. So I want to brown this, and I think the bacon will help it kind of stay together. And then deer meat, it's healthy because it is lean, but because it's lean, it's not a greasy meat like a pork tenderloin. And so I am pulling in the bacon because then that's going to help, I think, just keep some juice and help us brown this and it fry. So that's why the bacon, in my opinion. Yeah, there's no right way to do this. I'm just trying to be creative and get this to stick. I've already got pieces that are coming out. The perfectionists out there, there's nothing perfect about this. This is just me trying to get this to stay put. Okay, a little messy, but I think we got it. I think I've got a pretty good loaf here. I think that's what we need to go ahead and get it in the skillet and brown it. So let's do that. Okay, here we go. I think our skillet's good and hot, and because it's bacon, I'm not gonna put anything down in this skillet. I can see how putting some butter down would be a good idea, but I'm pretty sure our bacon's gonna get us some grease right away. I think the skillet's good and hot, so I'm just gonna set our meat down in the skillet. Yep, I hear it frying. That's a good thing. We're gonna do probably 2 to 3 minutes on either side. You can probably really hear this bacon frying. It's really looking good. I've got it pretty high because I want a good crisp crust. Oh wow, it's looking good. Yeah, I'm gonna actually do 2 minutes on each of the sides. I've got a little meat sticking out, and I'm great with that. That's no problem. Ooh. Little cream cheese poking out. That's okay. Ooh, yeah. I am loving the crust that we have on this. It's just a really pretty brown. Okay, just before I pop this in the oven, I'm gonna hit it with a little St. Elmo's steak seasoning. I got this when we had one of our church events in Indianapolis. It was a gift, and I love this stuff. I really enjoy cooking steaks, but even venison with it. So I'm gonna hit this really hard all over the outside of this. spare not, right? Spare not seasoning. Okay, hit it with a good liberal amount of that St. Elmo's. Let's get it in the oven. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna let that cook for probably 10 minutes with full on, pull the full off, another 5, maybe 10 minutes. We'll see, it's a small loaf, maybe just a couple minutes without the full. Okay, here we go, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, I think that's what we want right there. I think that looks really pretty. If you can see, we got just a nice crust formed all around it. I think this is gonna be great. I'm just gonna cut a chunk out and let's see what happens. Okay, I do like my food on the rare side, so what I've got here might not work for everybody. I love a prime rib, I love a medium rare cut of steak. So this is still a little rare. Some people might want to stick it back in the oven a little bit, totally get it. But what I'm gonna do is do a little taste test now, and let's see what we got here. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see this, but what I've got is I've got the crust of the bacon. I can see some cream cheese, and then of course I've got the deer steak. Looks interesting. I don't know how to say what it looks like, but let's give it a taste and see what we got. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Hey, I love it. I really like, my favorite part's probably the St. Elmo's on the bacon, the steak. It's kind of that steak seasoning flavor. I like that, good savory flavor. But I can taste the cream cheese, and I think the pepper jelly's gonna work. It's not too spicy. It's not too spicy on the pepper jelly. Hey, I think this is gonna be good. So there you go. That might be a recipe you wanna try with your deer meat. Obviously this can be done with pork or anything, but you saw how simple this is. Put your cream cheese, your pepper jelly, your seasonings of choice, brown it in the skillet, a couple minutes on each side with the bacon, pop it in the oven, good 15 to 20 minutes depending on how big your meat is. I think this could be a great way you could enjoy your deer meat. Very flavorful, a great mix of that sweet and savory. So I hope this might be something you want to try. Share your venison recipes. I'd love to hear your favorites. I hope you and your family are blessed, and we'll see you in another episode down the road.